Hey, Shed here with Speed Addicts, the fastest growing gear site on the web. In today's video, we're gonna uncrate the REV'IT Mosca 2 glove. What's up, Speed Addicts fam? Before we get into the Mosca 2 riding gloves, do us a favor, subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel. Be up to date on the latest releases, get our gear guides, and of course our Versus series. If you subscribe to the channel, you don't wanna miss out, do that. Also, if you're gonna shop for gear online, do it over at Speed Addicts. Of course, we appreciate your business more than those other guys. There's a link in the description below. It'll take you right over to the REV'IT Mosca 2. Of course, Speed Addicts has the complete REV'IT selection from head to toe. REV'IT is a brand that we really like here. This particular glove does great both in the Superstore and online. Mosca 2 is super comfy. So if you want to shop for it online, do it at speedaddicts.com, link in the description again. But if you're in SoCal, come on down to the Speed Addicts Superstore numero uno. Shop the world's greatest helmet wall, full boot apparel selection. We've got a ton of stuff from REV'IT in store. Come say hello. Okay, so the Mosca 2, what do we have here? This is a shorty riding glove that's great for spring, summer because the entire chassis is vented, okay? It is all stretch material that flows a good amount of air. On the palm side, you do have that goat skin, so you have the protection on the palm and the breathability on the back. The price tag is also quite affordable at the moment. The Mosca 2 is going for $59. There are multiple colorways available. You see the black and then the black and gray like I have on my hand here. And they also have, for a few bucks more, you can get the Mosca 2 in their water resistant or H2O version, okay? So if you're gonna get out in the wet, get that version. It's just a few dollars more. Size range, extra small through 4X in the Mosca 2. I would say this glove runs true. I usually wear a large, maybe an extra large, depending, but the stretch in this definitely allows me to get into the large with no issues. It's just very forgiving glove. It's very comfortable, especially in store here when people are shopping in person. This glove keeps selling out because once you try it on compared to a lot of the competitors in this kind of shorty market under $100, nothing can really touch them in terms of the comfort, okay? So order according to the REV'IT size chart we should have there on the page if you're shopping at home. And remember, when you shop at Speed Addicts, you shop with the guarantee of the industry's best return policy, 90 days. We even cover the return shipping. So try them on at home. Don't use them on the bike. If you want to return them, we get a free label to you. We'll take care of you. Of course, always talk to rider support if you have questions about how your gloves should fit. They should fit nice and snug out of the box, okay? Because gloves do stretch, especially the animal hides on the inside or the full chassis, depending on what glove you're talking about. You want it to break in and fit you. That's right, like a glove, so allow a little bit of that. If it's a little too roomy out of the gate, it will tend to break in and then get too big, and they really like to bunch up in the hand, and that is no fun. So on the palm, we have a drum-dyed goat skin leather construction. That is typically what most gloves are made out of these days. It's rare that they use bovine leather, just because of the way they can control the fabric. The goat skin tends to break in a little bit better too. And this is fully ventilated on the palm or on the back side, but on the palm they do have just a little bit of perforation here on that goat hide. The way the thumb articulates and moves around, everything in here, there's no binding or anything because they have so much of the stretch fabric over the backside of your thumb. They do have a secondary layer with a little bit of padding, a little bit of foam padding right here, and where your carpal bones are on that side. No hard sliders or anything like that. So somewhat minimalistic in terms of the overall protection of this glove, but typically we're buying this because it's so comfortable and well ventilated. Okay, as we move to the back side, we do have a little bit of foam over the top of your digits here, and then a big foam pad. They call it the SEESOFT 3D Knuckle. So the great thing about this, it doesn't give you the same sort of level of protection as a hard knuckle protector or the ability to bust people's mirrors off. Don't do that, I'm just kidding. But it is way more comfortable than a lot of those hard knuckle protectors because of the way it is soft foam and it moves with you. So you're gonna get impact protection from this thing. It's also gonna allow a little bit more ventilation to come through because it is soft foam, and this whole thing is that same stretch material across the back of the glove. So in terms of having a bulky kind of knuckle protector on a glove, this one is the most comfortable one I've ever tried on here. So you get the impact protection, but not the stiffness of those big hard shell protectors on the back. So the stretch material, they call it the Ottoman 4-way stretch. And it looks like it's kind of ribbed on here when you look closely, but that is throughout the back of the fingers all the way up to the cuff. So just max comfort with the Mosca 2. That is what this glove is all about. They have a little bit of a thermo rubber logo up here, kind of where your wrist bone hits. And it does come up just slightly above the wrist bone, which is good. We have a big rubber Velcro strap to close the glove up with. There's no liner or anything on the inside to bunch up. And then we do have a big pole to get the Mosca 2 on, and it's quite sturdy. REV'IT makes good kind of glove poles to get yourself in. Again, out of the box, you want this thing to be snug and a little bit of a pull to get you in. If it goes on too easy, it's probably a little bit too big. That's about it for the Mosca 2. Affordable, $59 at the moment. Keep in mind inflation and tariffs and God knows what's next, but at the moment, $59 makes it one of the more affordable shorty gloves from a big brand name like REV'IT. 2-year warranty, which is a year longer than a lot of the competitors. And before I forget, touchscreen compatibility on the index finger and the thumb. And we always test the touch or the smart screen or touch screen compatibility because they are not all created equal. I will say this is one of the best. The way that the finger kind of comes to a point right here, so the touchscreen compatibility part is kind of on the tip of the finger and it kind of comes to a nice point. So you actually do have some specificity of where that finger goes and what you're trying to push, and it does respond quite well. Same with the thumb. Great touchscreen compatibility. I know we're all using our phones for navigation, all sorts of different stuff. You got your quad lock on the bike there. You don't have to take your gloves off to get some things done. 2-year warranty on the Mosca 2. Available now at speedaddicts.com or in the Speed Addicts Superstore numero uno down here in the city of Orange in SoCal. That's it for today. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.